Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As always, I never know what I'm going to film. I have an idea usually of what I'm going to film, and then I end up doing other stuff. So yeah, this look today is a rustic style with a glossy lip. Yeah, I went from going to do a matte lip to adding a very bronzy lip to adding gloss. Like, it literally was just all over the place, which is my life, all over the place. This look is inspired by outside. It's starting to be nice out and I'm really feeling the rust look. So I hope you guys can recreate this. If you have any questions, comment down below and tell me how you feel about this. If you like rust colors, let me know, and metallics. All the products will be down in the description as always. Make sure to subscribe. Come on guys, like, people ask me all the time about makeup looks. I'm finally putting this out there, so make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure to like and follow me on all my social media platforms, which will be down in the description, of course. And let's get jumping into this video. Thank you guys so much. Holla! Okay guys, so I'm starting off with foundation dots and I'm mixing Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Smooth Foundation in 240 Golden Beige with Cover FX Natural Finish foundation in the shade N60. I really love this because it just gives me a very even coverage. I realize that I'm starting to get a little darker in the skin, especially since, you know, well, summer is approaching and it's starting to get hotter, you know, here in Texas. But I'm just using my beauty blender to pretty much press the product into my skin and get that flawless finish without looking cakey, and making sure that everything looks skin-like. I'm going to use my concealer and add that to my lids just to act as a primer before I add my shadow, so that there's no creasing and everything is blended perfectly. I like to add translucent powder just to set everything, you know, yet again making sure it doesn't crease or oil up. I got this palette at my local beauty supply store for 20 bucks. It is the Sahara Sunset by Absolute New York, and I'm using this shade as my transition shade. So as I'm applying this to my crease area, I want to do a light shade, but pretty much just adding the definition into my crease because it's pretty flat from the concealer. I noticed that these shadows are very powdery, so you just have to use a little bit at a time, but you get what you pay for. Going in with this burnt red orange looking color and adding that to my crease to define it as always, because we got to make sure that we see some definition in the eye. We want to create this sunset effect. When doing your eyeshadow, make sure that you take your time and just remember, less is always more. I decided to add this muted chocolate brown shade into my crease just to define it even more and to create definition as always, because we're eventually going to carve it out and make it look very cut crease like. So I purposely didn't fast forward this clip just to show you guys, you know, how long it takes to actually blend your eyeshadow. It takes time, like it truly does, and you want to make sure that you're using a very light hand. And sometimes it's ugly, sometimes both of the eyes aren't even, but eventually you have to pinpoint exactly what needs to be fixed and, you know, carve out the lid space to make it even, because that's what we're doing here. We're just blending and making sure everything is even. I use a synthetic flat brush to carve out my lid space with the concealer, and we're using this just to add the lid color. So I decided to add both these cranberry and bronzy shades together, and it just came out so bomb. Like, the color payoff was very beautiful, and I was very happy I mixed the two together. So because I wanted this look to be extremely glam, I decided to conceal extra hard, and I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Creamy Beige. I really love this shade. I always use it. I use it for under my brows and everything else basically. So what I'm doing is just adding it underneath my eye, chin, and pretty much contouring everywhere on my face to define my features. And as you can see, this is contour and highlighting. So here I am using my beauty blender and just blending out all that concealer. I like to use brushes to blend out my contour, but for my highlighted areas, I like to use my beauty blender, because usually when I use my beauty blender to remove like my contour or hide my contour into my skin, I feel like I look muddy. So yeah, I like to use the brush to help define my features, and then I like to use the beauty blender for highlighting. So because I use my butt part of my beauty blender already has leftover foundation, and what I'm doing is blending the two of the contour and the concealer together so that there's not like a hard definition. And you want to make sure that you blend out that nose contour and make sure that it looks extremely clean and not noticeable. So I know this is a lot of makeup for some of you ladies, but understand that this is photo ready makeup, and it's makeup, it's fun, it's art, so you can always take it off. It's it's just always fun to try something new and try different colors. I'm usually a very neutral girl myself, but I figure why not, because it's a nice day out. I feel like when I create new content, it's just always a good feeling. I just love creating so much. I'm going to add this Laura Mercier translucent powder to define my contour and set underneath my eye and chin area to make sure that there's no creasing from my concealer. And this powder is bomb. As I'm baking, I'm going to use my NARS Castillo bronzer and add it to all the areas that I contour. You guys know this is my jam. I love this stuff forever. Then I'm going to dust away all that excess powder from the translucent powder, because your girl don't want to look pale. I want to look, bronzy. These lashes are pretty awesome, but they were a little hard for me to add to my eyes. I think they were just very sensitive, as always, because I have bitch eyes. So the same shades that I added to my lid space, which was the cranberry and the bronzy color, I'm adding that to my lower lash line to make my eyes pop more and to bring the look all together. Then I go and add some mascara to my bottom lashes, because who doesn't like, spidery lashes? Oh my God, guys, this was so hard. This was my first time attempting on putting eyeliner this way, and it was just so hard. So I decided to use this Laura Mercier highlighter powder in Addiction and Sweetie. This highlighter was giving me so much life. I was very shocked at how phenomenal this is. I've had this in my kit for a very long time, and I used it once and I wasn't feeling it, but this time it was just like a whole new level of stuff. But for my blush, I added just bronzer to my cheek. This lip liner is Ruby Woo from MAC Cosmetics. It is a super bomb red lip liner, because originally I planned to do a matte lip, but then of course I changed my mind because, well, I'm indecisive and I plan and then I change my mind all at the last minute. We're gonna see how this turns out. Hopefully this is really, really cute, but yeah, let's try it out. So I don't know how I feel about this lip. It's pretty, but I don't know. We're gonna see. So I'm going to add this MAC Dazzle Glass in Little Rock. I don't know if they still sell this, but it's a new, well, it's a clear gloss. Okay, yeah, this is gorgeous. It definitely needed gloss. Let's touch up on the highlight, because, well, you can never have too much highlight. I'm gonna add a little bit to my tear duct just to open up my eyes. I'm going to use Fix Plus spray to kind of mold it all together. Alright guys, this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Okay, get it together, world. Get it together.